Councilmember Allen is here. Councilmember Benedict is here. Councilmember Cap is here. Councilmember Cortez is here. Councilmember Gadd is here. Councilmember Coopin is here. Councilmember Parker is here. And Councilmember Rutherford is here. So I do detect a quorum. Thank you all for, and Councilmember Harrell just came in. Thank you all for being here. We'll get started first with the public comment, and there is no one signed up for a public comment. So moving down the agenda, we'll go into the consent agenda. I'll read off the numbers for the consent agenda before reading the captions. And if anything needs to be pulled off consent, please let me know. The consent agenda consists of starting with number 3 on your agenda, RS 2024-401, 418, 419, 420, 421, 425, 426, 431, and 432 out of the resolutions. And then bills on second reading on consent include BL 2024-307, 337, 338, 339, 340, 341, 342. That concludes, yes, and 342. Does anything from that list need to be pulled? All right, I don't see any hands, so we will move on with the captions for the consent agenda. Starting with RS 2024-401, Porterfield Gamble Welch Allen approves the Second Amendment to a grant contract for constructing affordable housing approved by RS 2021-936 between the Metropolitan Housing Trust Fund Commission and Woodbine Community Organization and Samaritan Recovery Community, Inc. RS 2024-418, Evans Porterfield Gamble Parker approves an intergovernmental agreement between the State of Tennessee Department of Transportation and NDOT for the repair of existing pavement failures and resurfacing of 3.105 miles of Tulip Grove Road. RS 2024-419, Kimbrough Porterfield Gamble Park approves an intergovernmental agreement between the State of Tennessee Department of Transportation and NDOT for the repair of existing pavement failures and resurfacing of 1.251 miles of Coopertown Road. RS 2024-420, Porterfield Gamble Park approves an intergovernmental agreement between the State of Tennessee Department of Transportation and NDOT for the repair of existing pavement failures and resurfacing of 4.831 miles of Burkett Road. RS 2024-421, Greg Porterfield Gamble Parker approves a third amendment to an intergovernmental agreement between the State of Tennessee Department of Transportation and NDOT for the acceptance of work in connection with the construction of a sidewalk on Lebanon Pike from Gavick Pike to Old Lebanon Pike. RS 2024-425, Coopin Gamble Parker authorizes 222 Venture LLC to construct and install an aerial encroachment at 222 4th Avenue North. RS 2024-426, Coopin Gamble Parker authorizes Powers Management LLC to construct and install an overhead encroachment at 501 Broadway. RS 2024-431, Porterfield Gamble Parker approves a participation agreement between the Metropolitan Department of Water and Sewage Services and Nolensville Owner LLC, a subsidiary of Southern Land Company, to provide public sanitary sewer service improvements for Nolensville Owner LLC's proposed development as well as other existing properties in the area. RS 2024-432, Coopin Gamble Parker amends ordinance bill number 2023-1801 as amended to authorize the Metropolitan Government to modify the linear feet of sanitary sewer mains and manholes to be abandoned and to accept additional new public sanitary sewer manholes for two properties located at 30 and 90 Peabody Street, also known as Peabody Ewan Sewer. Bills on second reading, Bill 2024-307, Gregg and Bradford amends the Geographic Information System Street and Alley Centerline layer for the Metropolitan Government by renaming J.B. Estelle Drive between Lebanon Pike and Old Lebanon Pike to Donaldson Station Boulevard. Bill 2024-337, Toombs, Porterfield, Gamble, and others approves an option agreement between the Metropolitan Government and Jason Oggs and James Brown, authorizing the purchase of certain properties owned by Jason Oggs and James Brown. BL 2024-338, Vogue Porterfield Toombs and Others, authorizes the granting of a permanent utility line easement to the Electric Power Board of the Metropolitan Government and Fairgrounds Parcel C LLC on certain property owned by the Metropolitan Government and authorizing Fairgrounds Parcel C LLC to construct, install, and maintain a secondary electrical underground encroachment at 445 Benton Avenue. BL 2024-339, Coop and Gamble Parker Evans Siegel, authorizes State Street Owner LLP to construct, install, and maintain above-ground and underground encroachments at 1600 State Street and 300 Bar D. Q Alley. BL 2024-340, Toombs, Gamble, Parker, and Evans Segal, authorizes the Metropolitan Government to abandon existing public water mains easements and to accept new public water main and sanitary sewer main, new public fire hydrant assembly, sanitary sewer manholes and easements for 10 properties located at Dickerson Pike and Plum Street. BL 2024-341, Ewing, Gamble, Parker, and Evans Siegel, authorizes the Metropolitan Government to accept new public sanitary sewer main and sanitary sewer manholes for property located at 1480 Georgetown Court. And BL 2024-342, Coop, Gamble, Parker, Evans Siegel, authorizes the Metropolitan Main for property located at 1212 McGavick Street. May I have a motion for the consent agenda? Moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? With no discussion, we will move for approval. All those in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. The consent agenda has been approved. Now moving back on to number 1 on our agenda. RS 2024-374 by Bradford, Gamble, Parker, and Evans Siegel amends ordinance number BL 2024-239 to authorize the Metropolitan Government to abandon additional public water mains, fire hydrant assemblies, and easements for property located at 1 Terminal Drive, also known as BA Concourse D expansion. May I have a motion? Thank you. In a second? Thank you. Moved and properly seconded. The sponsor is here. Councilmember Bradford, would you like to speak on your bill?
Yes, I just want to add that if anyone is interested in the conversation that was had in transportation and infrastructure, feel free to watch that if you have any questions about this.
Thank you. Any further questions or comments? All right, without further ado, we'll move for approval. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. Motion approved. And moving on to number 2 on our agenda, RS 2024-396 by Councilmember Coopin, a resolution setting a public hearing for a proposed amendment to the Rutledge Hill redevelopment plan. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. Councilmember Coopin is coming to the mic. Would you like to talk about your bill?
Thank you, Chair. I would love to talk about my bill. This is just a public hearing for the redevelopment district change. A developer came to me and wanted to put a auto dealership next to another auto dealership. The current plan does not allow for that. So I asked them to give language just specifically changing this one parcel, and so they were agreeable to that. There's language in there about job fairs and stuff like that as well. So a good little partnership going on, and just for this one particular site. So would love my colleagues to support it.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? All right, with no questions and comments, we'll move for approval. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. Motion approves. And I believe that concludes our agenda for today. Thank you. He said there were 2 bills on second reading that weren't on consent.